like 200 games in ranked, I guarantee you'll be able to rank up like anybody else does.
Oh yeah,
Probably.
It's a majority of ranked, in my opinion, when it comes to just almost any game, is just time in.
Yeah.
You just have to play matches because
Yeah.
even if you're a great player, like if you look at the top 500 people, they have about a 50% win rate. They're itching for the 51 to lean towards winning. That's
right.
Right.
Yeah, because right now, when I ranked up for Silver 2, it said 63. I was better than 63% of the players playing. That means 63% of people are Silver 3 and lower. Like, that's half the fucking player base. That's fucking millions of people.
If we go based off that percentage, I'm in the top 3% of people playing the game.
Yeah.
Well, top 2.5%.
Yeah. And in all honesty, I need to really adjust some of my settings or hardware. Or I got to do something because I'm getting some weird lag. I feel like I could do better if shit was a little more optimized.
I make sure I set my stuff to... I will change, because the fucking game wants to optimize it for you. I will go through and change... I'd have to pull them up because I don't remember which ones exactly, but I go through and change specific settings to performance rather than anything to do with quality or the better image that I'm getting.
That's what I do too. And like,
even though I have a fucking beast of a computer,
I think I've turned a couple things off because I'll get some particle errors where I ain't seeing my projectiles, and I'm like, it's hitting, I think.
Well, before this season,
it's like doing something.
People were, and I had it a couple times. Strange portals were crashing games. Because just the game naturally, if your settings were so high, even if you had, like I have a nice computer, but it would still just bug shit out and the game would freak out and just crash. Because it's the way all of that works is weird. Basically, it's having to load. Even though the whole map is loaded, it is now having to render particles in 2 parts of the map because you have a full image through, rather than... For you, some things wouldn't be loading, even though there's a whole team fight going on.
To be honest, it's kind of crazy they did that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's a fucking wild mechanic to have in a game.
And I've seen it. I love the new... People have found a combo you can do with Moon Knight and Strange. If Strange puts his portal on the ground and then just, takes the other half of it and just puts it right in front of the enemy, and Moon Knight ults on the portal on the ground, it'll shoot the hands out the other end. So instead of Moon Knight's projectile coming from the top, you can now aim it from it. Yeah, you could put it in a doorway and just fucking shoot it out a fucking door.
That's pretty hilarious.
I love the dumb shit people are finding with this game because the developers obviously don't care that shit gets weird and busted.
Yeah. And
because it makes for it to be
hard to
fun.
line up and get to work.
Well, yeah, that's never going to be something that's viable.
Yeah.
But, I love the dumb shit that they are allowing to go on and the creativity that is brewed out of this chaos.
Yeah. I'm ready to see what Deadpool does.
I'm curious to see when we're actually going to get him, because our next handful of lineup is X-Men.
Well, and
we still got to get the Thing and...
Yeah, I think we're getting them mid-season.
Yeah.
Because...
It's a 90-day season, right?
It's a 90-day season. We're about 25 days in.
Yeah, so...
20 days in, something like that.
Another 20-ish days, and they'll probably drop.
I have a feeling... Because there's no... Especially if you look at the way, and I know you've brought this up before, the... team-up ability is worded with Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm. It specifically calls out that Sue empowers the Fantastic Four, and then it lists Reed Richards' abilities. But you can't see what else she... how she empowers everyone else because they're not in the game yet.
I bet
Which means they're definitely going to be coming soon.
It's going to be a good team-up with, having all the Fantastic Four, and then there's going to be an OP double pair. Oh, Wolverine, Hulk, and the Fantastic Four. It's 2 people that can throw Wolverine.
Yeah.
Because Thing's going to have to team up with Wolvie, too.
The thing is, and we know Colossus is too when we get him from the X-Men.
And then it's like, all right, we're going to run 3 tanks and 2 healers in this Wolverine, and it's just going to be everybody juggling meal.
I'm telling you, I've been playing against a couple times against 3 tank lineups, and it is pretty fucking brutal.
Well, it depends on which tanks and who's good with them, because I get fucking kills with Penny all day of the week. I get some high ass motherfucking kills.
If you get a team that is,
I think that was my watch.
if you get a team that is,
It was
like just DPS heavy, and then you go out there and throw a bunch of, like, if you run 3 or 4 tanks with a couple of healers, like the DPSs they don't have enough of a health bar to keep up with the tanks. They just don't. Like,
is the one thing I've been seeing people realize is that because so many people as DPS think they can just run through a fucking team and then they get right in front of a Strange, and like I love playing Strange. I hit you with 3 fucking auto attacks, and even that little charge it gives me on my bar, and I hit that, you're dead instantly.
Yeah.
It's boom, 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 die.
Magneto's the same way. You hit a couple of quick attacks, and then you hit that charge attack, and they're dead. If they don't have a healer right behind them healing them, they're dead.
Fucking Adam Warlock's like that for healers. Like, if he hits you with that charge fucking and you're like...
I had it this morning. I fucking was playing a game on Tokyo 2099, and I used my grappling hook as Moon Knight to fucking launch myself over a roof. Well, fucking apparently Adam Warlock on the enemy team saw me do this and just looks straight up and hits me with that charge attack, triple headshots me, and I just died, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? I had to watch the death cam, because I'm like, who the fuck killed me this quickly?
And he's like...
Yeah, he just stood there and was like, yep, gone.
Yeah, it amazes me the amount of people that don't realize that Magneto's ult charges from getting attacked.
Yeah, I realized people didn't understand that. I was so dumbfounded.
Yeah.
That's Magneto's whole thing is blocking projectiles. His shield, his other shield is bubble.
Because I saw a clip of somebody that ulted as Magneto, and they went up, and when they went to bubble, somebody, who was it? Somebody did a charge at him and like hit him with their ult, and he just absorbed it all and threw it right back at him. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that was dumb. Like, it's like, and the caption was like, people don't realize that Magneto absorbs the thing.
Any projectile.
Yeah. It's just like, duh. Like, okay, I guess, not everybody's paying attention to the rules.
Well, you can only absorb so many heroes at a time.
Right.
And it's like, you've got, some people have like, I've got these ones down, I know how to counter them. And then it's like, but then dumbass comes in and kills me every fucking time because I can't remember what his passive is.
It's like, oh yeah, I've got this guy all figured out, and the next thing you know, you're getting completely obliterated by a Black Panther because you have no clue what he can and can't do.
He even got nerfed recently.
Or you get pulled into lava by a fucking Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And you're like, he's got a hook? Like, he's got a hook. Why does he have a
I know
hook?
you were complaining about trying to play him the other day. I fucking just popped off.
Me too.
Yesterday. I popped off this morning playing him.
I've played him a couple of times now. Like, the only complaint that I have is that he's only got 3 bullets in his gun.
The only complaint I have is I'm an inaccurate piece of shit.
But, and I'm inaccurate as can be. That's why I hate that he only has 3.
That's
Actually,
why I personally like him, because the way at least I play him is his passive is anytime you use any ability, it resets, it auto reloads, so you don't have to go through the reload animation. So I'll get into a team fight, fire 3 shots, not giving a fuck if I hit or not, and I immediately charge up my hook, look for somebody and grab them, and they become point blank distance. I hit my fire button as fast as I humanly fucking can, because they're point blank, hit another ability, whether it's the dash to knock them up or hit them with the E his projectile, because that slows them, which then makes it way easier to fucking hit them because they can't move worth a damn.
So
I make him play like he has a shotgun even though he has a pistol.
Yeah.
I will put you in my face and I want you there.
I make him play like this.
Like a scared child.
Oh, man.
Alright, we've rambled on. We never did an intro.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Should I take hold on, wait. Let me take a preemptive pee.
Okay, go ahead.
You guys ramble about something
Alright.
I officially start.
I mean, we're officially started. I'm keeping all this in.
Good luck.
I was gonna say we're fucking a good 15 minutes in or something like that. 11 minutes in. This is good content. We're 10% of the way through.
This is good content.
Sure it is. All I know is I swear to God I'm hitting Grandmaster by the end of this season. I've been able to reliably climb up to Diamond 1 over... Like, I'll get to Diamond 1, go back down to Diamond 2. Get to Diamond 1, get back down to Diamond 2. I can consistently get up there. I just can't push through.
Yeah. Are you cutting this out or are you leaving it?
I'm leaving this as long as we continue to talk.
Okay. The what I'd like, I need your help at some point setting my camera. I don't like where it's at. I'll run into it. I need to move it back to the other side. I need help setting my camera so that I can start doing WWE content.
I honestly, you have a really, just thinking of it off the top of my head, you have a decent setup where it's sitting now. If our tripod's, that's fine.
I wanted to feel 18 again.
If the tripod goes high enough, you could just have it right above your TV at your desk, so you can be sitting there watching it and talking.
Okay.
And you could even, if you'd have to have your sound down.
Yeah, because I want to start doing, like this week, I want to start doing WWE content because, like, yeah.
Should we start separating and do segments? We can have a ramble normal time, but what if we section off?
He's talking about making his own separate videos.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to just push all the wrestling to that, and then we can make a whole nother separate kind of line we can balance it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we do more of a scheduled, like, topic thing for some of the stuff we tend to hit a lot. You know, because we talk about Magic a lot. We talk about some of the video games we play a lot.
I'm never going to quit talking about Rivals.
I know. And then we can work in pop culture related stuff, more of the Pints and Pages thing on like our random Sundays.
Yeah.
Or not random Sunday, but our normal Sundays.
Yeah.
How often are you going to do wrestling?
I'm guessing he wants to do it every week with Raw.
Yeah.
Every single week?
I'll probably do a live. My goal is to do like a live watch along on Twitch with Raw, and then to do like content like this is who I think is gonna win this week at Elimination Chamber. Like a prediction video.
Yeah.
Maybe and then after it, here's my thoughts on the pay-per-view. And you know, and then if I can actually gain some traction and get some viewers to where I can pull together like a Patreon or something, then do like match watch-alongs where I'm watching like an old match and giving commentary and thoughts on it. But like I honestly I could do that on the regular YouTube channel too.
The only issue I see with like personally is like the live stream sounds like a great idea. But since you can't have the stream up, you can't really you could re-upload it and just people listen along if they've rewatched the broadcast, but it makes for a not as good YouTube video, which sucks.
Yeah, it would definitely have to be Twitch. I'm
just saying
it's definitely the only thing that I'm going to be able to throw onto YouTube is like the prediction videos and the different things like that. But I would love. I'm gonna start really trying to concentrate on in my free time doing WWE content.
Well, and you have to remember, while live streaming, you essentially have to talk to yourself the whole time.
Right.
Like, any thoughts you have about what's going on, you gotta be like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, do you hear that? And, and then
it helps out for
music you're
him
hearing
doing a watch along because it's not like he's playing games where he's trying to think of the game and talk out loud, even though he's talking to himself, basically.
Yeah.
At least this, like you said, he can just sit there and be like, what the fuck are you? Which he does anyways when he's fucking watching shit.
I do it when I'm watching wrestling in there. I just don't do it with a camera on me. So
yeah, basically.
So yeah.
Turn the camera on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he basically live streams himself without the camera.
Yeah, because sometimes when especially like on Sunday, because he's not home during the week, but on like Sunday nights I'd be watching a pay-per-view and he's like, who the fuck are you yelling at? I'm like, goddamn TV, so like.
Yeah, I'm not home on Mondays, but I hear about it.
Yeah. So
not that anyone complains, but we all find it funny.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's the same thing for me with games. I don't have I won't be using the voice chat, but I'm screaming at people, calling them idiots, or even saying good job and shit. And Kyla will around the corner and be like, "Who the fuck are you yelling at?" And I'm like, "Just the people I'm playing with against, just people online." And she's like, "Oh, you're not playing with anybody, like your friends?" I was like, "Oh no." I tell them to their face if they're fucking retarded.
Yeah.
It's like Brad when Dad was playing Magneto. Yeah. What is our dumbass tank doing?
I'm like, he's up here in the fucking... And then I'm like right behind you and I got fucking killed with you. And I'm like, what is he doing? I didn't realize you were playing tank. I thought we had a different tank.
No.
I could have swore we had 2 tanks at one point, and then I was like, where's this guy going? And I couldn't even read your name. I was just like, what the fuck? We need him down here.
Yeah, I get off track sometimes.
All right, Brad's back.
Okay, so this episode of Pints and Pages, I'm Nick.
I'm Levi.
And we've been talking, but this is our official intro. Everything else will be left in, so
our mid-tro.
Yeah.
Our 1/3 of the way intro.
Yeah.
Dad went to the Royal Rumble last night.
I did. I
he didn't get the title. They pinned him.
Yeah. I was thrown over the top rope.
Yeah, you went with the pin. What the fuck?
Who knows what they hit him with before?
I went to the Royal Rumble last night. It was. I can't even describe the experience. It was we had a suite. We were in the upper suites. A nice little room.
What kind of food did you guys get in there?
We got a walking taco bar. And popcorn. And then we had beer and water and Powerade delivered.
Yeah, Lucas Oil does good work.
So yeah, the walking tacos.
I don't think I've ever heard a walking taco bar, but I'm jealous as fuck.
One in my house.
That's what I'm saying.
It was
the big.
It was the
fucking Fritos.
It was the big bag of Fritos.
Like how Cotton makes.
Yeah, you rip open the top, and it came with like meat, and then a queso cheese, and then they had shredded cheese and jalapenos and corn and salsa, and you could dump in the bag and just mix it. So yeah, no, it was very good. It was very good. The suite next to us was empty, so we took full advantage of that, and we sat in both sections. Like everybody did. Like there were a bunch of empty suites, so like everybody was like spreading out. Like the group next to us, they used like 3 suites down. They just kept climbing over the thing. Like they're yelling back and forth from each other. It was a hoot. A hoot.
Well, fuck it. It's a playground up there.
Yeah, no
one gave a fuck.
No one gave a shit. We were 5 suites down from the WWE suite. So I peeked my head in there a couple times. Didn't see anybody famous, but
You didn't have any like where you guys could get closer to that one, like
no.
yeah.
The people, we had people on each side of us. Like there were people right next to us on the left, and then 2 suites, actually 3 suites over, was another group of people, and that was the very end, and they were taking up all sorts of room. Like they spread out way.
Yeah.
The one no line in the bathroom. Like I went to the bathroom 3 or 4 times. There was only like 1 person in the bathroom each time I went. Like there was, you didn't have to wait on nothing.
I've never been on the suite level. Like
Neither.
Even walking around.
The attendant lady, she was great. She went and got us extra popcorn and extra chips for the walking taco bar, and she went and got Scott wanted a soda, and she was like, he's like, just point me to the closest place, and she's like, don't worry about it, I'll go get you one. She went and got him a soda and brought it to him. Like it was nice. It was nice to be able to sit with everybody, and you didn't have to like get up and like shimmy your way out of an aisle and go stand in line somewhere and then shimmy your way back.
Organic.
Yeah, you could like just all sit and enjoy it. The countdowns were great. You got the 10, 9, and everybody's screaming it. So you got 70,000 people packed into Lucas Oil Stadium.
I think they said from live streamers who were on the floor watching.
The attendance was officially like 70,340, and it's the largest single day WWE event on U.S. soil.
Oh, no.
Damn!
It was the non-WrestleMania. It was the largest non-WrestleMania.
I'm sure WrestleMania's cracked 100,000.
Oh yeah.
It's the largest
WrestleMania's been in Madison Square Garden, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it at its biggest point, it was at Texas Stadium. There was 80 or 90,000 people there.
Fuck. Yeah, because Texas does everything bigger.
Yeah,
it's all bigger in Texas.
So
they didn't even fill all the seats. It was 100,000.
So it was it was the largest non-WrestleMania single day attendance. Just to give you guys, so last year's Royal Rumble was at Tropicana Field where the Tampa Bay Devil Rays play baseball. So last year's Royal Rumble attendance was the largest Royal Rumble attendance ever at 46,000 people.
Jesus.
And Lucas Oil Stadium put 70,000 people in for the Royal Rumble.
Pretty good. That's almost double.
They renamed all the streets to like Yeet Street and Cody Road.
Oh yeah, I seen a picture of Yeet Street.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, they renamed all this. There was like 30 streets downtown they renamed with new signs. The convention center was packed. The Superstore was packed and weeded through like you wouldn't believe. Like shit was just gone by the time we got there on Saturday.
Oh yeah, because that's been a thing lately. Big events that happen in anywhere in Indy, they have the fucking store is like beforehand.
The Superstore was at the convention center, and it was just
I was gonna say my buddy was there Friday night watching something for
SmackDown.
All right.
Yeah, SmackDown.
So just imagine, you have to rent an entire convention hall to sell your merch, and like it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because of the money you're gonna make off the merch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know how much it costs to rent the space they did for just the store.
The store was in the gaming space for Popcorn.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how big the store was.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Boy, that whole thing. I can imagine what it costs to rent that whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, and that's not even where they were doing some signings there, but it was like signings and photo ops too.
Did they offer merch days beforehand?
Thursday. They started on the Superstore opened on Thursday. So they sold merch on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they're selling it today. Like it's open from 10 to 2 today before they pack up and they leave and go to the next
the last little bits of whatever.
Probably. And they were selling merch outside of Lucas Oil Stadium And they were selling merch in Lucas Oil Stadium. So
it's like a pick and choose.
Yeah.
Roll the dice where you want to go.
He was like, Triple H at his press conference after it was all done was like, we broke records in merch sale for a single day event. We broke records for gate ticket sales, and we broke records for attendance, and he was just like, Indianapolis has been incredible.
All I gotta say was McAfee wrong?
What?
Because he said before, it all got announced, the Royal Rumble and everything was coming to Indy, that Indy would show up for anything.
Yeah, no.
He's always been one to shout out Indy. And I'm just saying, every time someone comes here and does something, we set fucking records.
So somebody asked Triple H at the press conference, they were like, I haven't seen this sort of excitement and this sort of city transformation since we had the Super Bowl a few years back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When the city...
I was downtown for a lot of them. My grandpa was sick, which was kind of awful, but in between being at the hospital, that's what I did. I just walked downtown and go back.
So they were like, we haven't seen this city transform like this since we had the Super Bowl. And Triple H said, I will use this line until the day I die. He goes, that makes sense because people say that the Super Bowl is the WrestleMania of football.
Yeah.
Because they used to say WrestleMania is the WWE Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now he's like, oh yeah, that makes sense because the Super Bowl is the WWE's, is the NFL's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because honestly, they were saying at the beginning of the week that the WWE between food and drink and hotel rooms and just in general was going to generate $40 million for the city of Indianapolis this week.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
And that's only the estimation because you don't know what crazy motherfuckers are going to spend just from being in town.
And wrestling people, and I say this with love, are fucking crazy.
We are fanatics.
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of anywhere where like you said, the price of that fucking belt at $600, and that blows my goddamn mind. I get it's authentic, it's WWE, whatever. Holy fucking shit! And people willingly bought those, and they sold out. Like what? I don't know another fan base that's gonna buy a $600 fucking belt.
So I
The
mean,
anime people with swords.
Yeah, but their swords are cheap. Have you ever went and bought replica swords?
That's the thing. If their swords are cheap, then the person who has the expensive sword is going to be a higher tier. But
That's true too.
Yeah, there's lots of cheap wrestling belts out there.
That is
You
true
got the
too.
fucking one license from the show that weighs 80 sometimes.
Yeah, no shit. I had that around my waist. I thought I was gonna die.
they they were sold out of belts. People were walking out with. So they had a photo. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe even today. During the day, they also had wrestlers signing autographs and taking photos. They had 100, Royal Rumble printed, said Royal Rumble Indianapolis, turnbuckles that people had signed. They were $250 a piece. People were grabbing 3 and 4. Depending on who signed it.
Yeah, you need fucking 12.
But they, people were grabbing Rhea Ripley, and they were grabbing Jey Uso, and they were grabbing.
Did you
Cody
imagine
Rhodes
going into some wrestling fanatic's house and they've got a fucking ring set up and every turnbuckle's one of those special fucking.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just. I
belts
was
on the wall. It
was crazy. But the amount of people that were walking around with the belt, Brett goes, I thought about getting a belt. And he goes, but everybody has one. And he was like, I really thought they were kind of exclusive. But there's literally everybody walking out with these. And then we walk in there and he sees the price and he's like, holy shit, all those people I just saw just paid like, that much money for these belts? And I got mine, and then I took it out of the package, and Brett grabbed it, and he's like, I should have bought a belt. he's like, this is incredibly awesome. Like, I should have bought a belt. Like, I should have. Like, at one point during the first match, the girls' match, the girls' rumble, you know, everybody is like, I mean, you got the beginning, the fireworks go off, everybody's chanting, first couple of girls come out, and everybody's up and excited and amped, and they're booing Liv Morgan, and they're cheering Io Sky, and Brett leans over and he goes, I get it now. I get it now. Like, I was like, okay, like, Nick enjoys wrestling, and that's great, and I'll watch it, like, every once in a while, and that's cool, and he goes, but sitting here, watching all of this, like, I get it now. Like, this is incredible. And I was like, it really is. Like, it was a hell of an experience. Did either one of you, by chance, watch?
I saw clips, but I didn't watch.
So, first match was the Girls' Rumble. Charlotte Flair won. So, woo! Charlotte Flair. That was fun because she was doing chops and the whole building was wooing while she was doing chops.
Of course they were.
We got to about 22 or 23, and Evan was sitting next to me, and he goes, when's Charlotte coming out? And I said 27. And he said, wow, you said that fast. And I said, she'll come out at 27. And Dawn was sitting behind me, and 27 hit, and Flair's music hit, and she come out. Dawn goes, how did you know that? And Evan goes, that was cool. And I said 27 is the most Royal Rumble winners in the history of the Royal Rumble have been number 27. Like, every time Stone Cold's won, he's been number 27.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like, I think the 2 years that Hulk Hogan won, he was number 27. Like, it's a weird number. And Jey Uso won the men's, and he was not 27. But 27 is, like, a historic number for whatever reason. It's like, it gives you just enough time in the match to do all your special cool shit and be seen. But it's not so early that you get winded and tired out by the time the match is over, but you're also not the last entrant, so, like, you get a little more time. Like, and I feel like, so 27 is that, like, magic number that everybody's had that's won in the past. Like I said, a bunch of winners at that number. So I figured Charlotte was going to come out at that number. Tag team match was great. It was kind of a throwaway. The ladder match was brutal. We had heard on the news this morning that, and this is not kayfabe, which is fake for wrestling, which is wrestling speak for fake, that, like, Cody Rhodes could have severely hurt himself during the match and might not be able to compete at WrestleMania now.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, like,
Did he fuck his pec up again?
He didn't, but there is a spot. It was a ladder match. So there was a spot where Kevin Owens took the ladder that was set up in the middle of the ring and another ladder, and he put it on the bottom rope on this end and threw the other ladder. So it was like a table. Mm-hmm. Might have been second rope. So there's a ladder, and then there's a ladder sticking through, and it's on the second rope. And him and Cody, this is like in the middle of the ring. So if you can kind of picture that.
Yeah.
They're on the top turnbuckle. And Kevin is sitting on the top turnbuckle, and Cody is climbing up the ropes to get in front of him to hit him or whatever. Yeah. Kevin hits him. They're both standing on the top rope. Kevin hits him, picks him up, and then jumps. Actually, he was on the second rope. Jumps off the second rope, turns, and drops him on that ladder. So it's a spinning suplex on top of the ladder. and Cody hit so hard that his body locked up as he hit the ladder, bounced, stood up like his body locked, and then he collapsed, and he wasn't moving. Like, the referee went over there to check on him, and he finally started moving, and then Kevin bashed his head on the ladder when he suplexed him.
Oh my god. And he stiffened. Yeah, it is. And
okay, it is the bottom rope.
You can tell that fucking hurt.
So
I'd show it, but they'd get angry with us.
So Kevin,
so the letters.
Oh, they'll take videos down even if you show like 5 seconds of it.
So
here, let's reenact it.
Yeah. All right, I'll be Cody.
They were down for a minute. Like, people in the stadium were like wondering whether or not it was fake or real, and I was like, nobody's throwing up the X. Usually when it's real, the referee hits an X to bring out, everybody needs to come out. Match is over. Somebody's hurt. He didn't throw that up. Evan was the first one to notice that, and he goes, everybody's fine because they're not throwing the X. And I was like, I don't know that everybody's fine, but nobody must be severely hurt because nobody's
communicating well enough to avoid the hurt people.
Avoid the X, yeah. So then to boot, they get up after that, and then there's a ladder set up between the ring and the announce table.
I saw that one too.
And Kevin went to do a package pile driver, and Cody flipped it on him and did an Alabama slam through the ladder where Kevin's head got caught in between the rungs as it collapsed.
I pulled that one up too.
It was, yeah. So that was how the match ended.
After
that. So he did this to Kevin.
Yeah. So it starts with that.
So yeah, so this is the end of the match, because this is the last move that's done. That is the last move.
And all of the medical people, all the people are like, yo!
He just broke his neck and killed him.
So,
yeah.
So Cody...
All I gotta say is, as a child, I don't remember it being that fucking brutal.
So Cody then climbed...
I've seen some gnarly shit. But
so then,
They're getting rough.
So Cody climbed the ladder, grabbed both belts, he won the match. So, but yeah, so they're saying that Cody could be hurt. I guess we'll wait to see if that's true or not. I mean, I'll get into more specifics. Like I said, if I start doing WWE content, I'll get into more specifics. About the wrestlers that were new, because you guys aren't going to give a shit about all the... I will say this, the women's match had Charlotte Flair, everybody knew was coming back. They did have some surprise entrants, some from NXT, which was cool. The big return, in my opinion, was Alexa Bliss. She came back. She got a hell of a fucking pop. It was very cool. She came back. Trish Stratus showed up. I know Aubrey's listening. Trish coming out was fantastic.
Yeah.
Don't worry, your husband knows you're angry with him.
Yeah.
Beat
yeah.
No one will report it.
I'm sure he took video. I'm sure he took video for you because he loves you. But yeah, so Trish Stratus made an appearance. That was cool. Like I said, Charlotte was back. Oh, the other.
Do you think Aubrey would be for buying the belt or against it?
I think she would have been for buying the belt.
If it's hers.
If it's hers. It's got to be hers.
Yeah.
It's got to be hers. If he would have came home with a belt, it might have softened the blow of her missing out on Trish Stratus.
But he would have had to immediately sacrifice.
Oh, yeah, he would have
had to. Yeah, he would have had to been like, hey, I bought you this belt.
Yeah.
By the way, Trish was there.
Yeah. So, yes. The other big return was Nikki Bella, of the Bella Twins, is back.
Oh yeah, she got killed on the trade, or not killed, but she got voted off on Traders. Man, I was so fucking bummed. They all turned against her for no fucking reason. Nikki Bella.
She probably had to make her debut, and they had to get her off the show.
Dude, I wonder. Well, no, because I don't know. They turned on her like a bunch of idiots. Like the way the show's derailing currently, like, yeah, I don't know. You'd have to watch it, but it's funny because both of my like villainous trader shows have had wrestlers on them. The last two fucking seasons, it's been super hyped, and then. Fucking this one, she got voted off. Mr. Spectacular made it pretty far, but
yeah. So she was the 30th entrant in the women's. She come out and had a pretty decent show.
Does Brie Bella ever do anything anymore?
Brie Bella's husband is with AEW, so she doesn't do anything with WWE. Yeah.
She doesn't want to make him feel like a peasant.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's how I sum it up.
So there were a lot of good. Roxanne Perez is an NXT girl. She was huge. Charlotte. I'm going out of order, but I'm going back to like the highlights of the women's, which I'll get more into in the content. But anyway, the Roxanne Perez had a very good. She was in the ring for an hour, 7 minutes and 47 seconds. They said.
God damn.
A new record. So yeah, she was in the ring. She was the third.
Is that a woman's record? Because
women's record.
I was just saying, isn't the men's longer?
She was in.
Like
she was
bloody 3-hour match somewhere that people were like, just fucking stop.
She was the third entrant, and she was the last girl thrown out. So she lasted a long time. A very good showing too. I like her. I like her wrestling. So yeah, I well deserved. Hopefully this goes into a major push. I think she's in a feud with Bayley right now, which will probably end up being her WrestleMania match, which is fine. Bayley's a solid person to do that with. So yeah, but like the big surprise was Alexa Bliss coming back. That I don't know that a lot of people were expecting that. And like I said, she got a hell of a.
So the women's side of shit's popping the fuck off.
Oh yeah, the women had like, some.
Yeah, you guys go play with your bloodline. We'll look at the ladies for a while.
The women had.
At this point, I'd take the women's over the fucking.
Yeah, I'd take the women's over a lot of stuff.
The women's match was very good. At one point, there were 13 of them in the ring at the same time, all just pretty well beating the shit out of each other. It was very, very cool.
Lots of hair flips.
Yeah, they did a good job. The men's match wasn't bad. The consensus for our group was that the women's match was better. I think it was better because it had more, I wouldn't say action. Like the men's match was it was definitely segregated into sections. We need to do this like at the beginning, and then in the middle we're going to do this, and at the end we're going to do this. Where the women's match seemed to like very much just kind of seamless. You could tell the switches in the men's match.
Gotcha.
Like you could tell, out of the first maybe 7 or 8, like 4 or 5 of them were Lucha Libres, were Mexican wrestlers. Rey Mysterio was 1, Penta was 2, Chad Gable was 3.
Rey's still wrestling?
Oh yeah. Santos Escobar, Carmelo Hayes, so a bunch of flippy guys. Like a bunch of guys that can
flyers.
They can go. They can go for days, but they're high flyers. But you got to get them in the ring at the same time.
Yeah, and you got to massacre them.
Because that's exactly what they did. So at some point, you hit that, where there's so many of them in the ring, you got to bring out your guys that's just going to come in. And Jacob Fatu came in and just started.
You say massacring them,
just throwing them out.
I'm a tangent real quick. I did not know until recently that Rey Mysterio killed a man with his 619.
He did.
I've been seeing a bunch of clips. He technically didn't kill him with the kick. Something had happened, and when he did the toe grab and the guy went into the rope, he had like a heart attack or something and died by the time his head went into the rope.
Really?
But when he landed perfectly for the 619. And so Ray just continued through not realizing anything and just kicked a fucking core.
Was that in Mexico? Probably.
I'm going to assume. The clips I saw didn't really explain it.
It was a Mexican circuit.
So I didn't know, and shame me for being a wrestling fan and not knowing this, but Evan Jones, we appreciate it. I appreciate getting this.
We know you're watching.
Because I didn't know this.
Better be. I left his stream on my house the other day for 4 hours.
Yeah, no kidding. I watched it and promoted it the other day. Penta,
Kill.
He's actually Pentagon Junior. So he
first one blew up.
He was the second guy out, and he's the fourth one to wear the Penta mask. The first one died in the ring.
I think you're pronouncing that wrong.
What?
Is it Punta or something?
Yeah. The first one died in the ring.
Punta.
The second one died out of the ring. And then the third one got prison, I think. Like, got sent to prison for something. So, like, he's got this thing where he says, like, no fear. And it's whatever it is in Spanish. And it's because they told him, they said, right, we can't believe you're putting on the mask because of the curse of Pentagram Junior or whatever. And he said, I don't have any fear. I'm going to wear the mask anyway. So he's, and he's a hell of a wrestler. There was a botch where Ray flipped him over the top rope and he was supposed to grab on, and he grabbed on too late and both feet touched the ground, but they ignored it. And he got back in the ring and just kept wrestling. And everybody was like, 2 feet! Like, the whole place is chanting, 2 feet! 2 feet! Like, and he clearly botched it. Usually in the Rumble, when you botch it like that, you just have to live with it. He did not.
You take the loss.
He kicked his feet back up like nothing ever happened, and they refused to show a replay. So, like, yeah. So they just. I'm interested to watch it on TV and see how it come across on TV.
It's probably like.
Yeah.
And, like, it looks at him for a second, and then it's like he's back in the ring.
Yeah,
you probably clearly see him fucked up.
Yeah, I'm interested.
It's not necessarily bad, though, because a heel move, he can always have that. He won because of this, and if you take that kind of line seriously, like, maybe let the fans see it happen. But
you barely see it.
Yeah.
You see both the fucking feet touch, and the camera goes right back up as he swings himself up.
Yeah. I know. I take that back. Jacob Fatu was not the one that came in and started throwing people out. It was Braun Breaker. Breaker came out and started throwing people out. And the reason I remember Braun Breaker is because he threw out Carmelo Hayes. And as Carmelo Hayes was leaving, Tozawa's music went off, and Tozawa started to come out, and Carmelo Hayes beat the shit out of him at the entranceway. So then Triple H, he went back under the curtain, and Triple H is yelling at him because now he doesn't have a wrestler because they're carrying Tozawa out because he's like got beat up, and they put I Show Speed, the streamer. There's a streamer called I Show Speed.
He's a big IRL streamer who's been traveling the world, but he's also he's a very athletic kid. Like, he damn nearly outran the fastest human in the world, like, kept up with him in a fucking race.
So they brought him out as Tozawa's replacement. And he come bolting out, ran out to the ring. Did he throw somebody over? He might have thrown somebody over. He did some flippy dippies things. And then Braun Breaker, you're gonna want to pull this up. Braun Breaker broke that poor child in half.
Yeah, he's like my age.
Like,
oh, no shit.
Broke him in half, ran the ring ropes, and gave him a spear that was
He did a backflip in the ring.
yeah, it's right after the backflip. He lands, and Braun Breaker, have you watched it?
I just pulled up a clip. Oh my god!
Yeah, watch that again. He does that backflip, and then he starts running the ropes, and then he comes off, and then he just destroys him.
He put him on the fucking ground.
Like, so funny thing about Braun Breaker, he actually got into the
There's
ring.
the other angle of it.
Oh. Yeah, and then he just threw him out, and then Otis throws him over the announce table.
Skewer him. Send him over here for now.
So Braun Breaker.
I love that they're adding the streamers into this.
So Braun Breaker got, he got into the, like, when he got into wrestling, he runs those ropes like that, like, and so somebody got the brilliant idea to clock him, and he can run the rope. He was clocked at doing 23.7 miles an hour from rope to rope.
And he just annihilated.
And that's faster than, like, I think what a human can run.
He fucking basically speared him at 24 miles
It's
an
like a
hour.
car.
Yeah.
It's like a car that doesn't dent.
No!
The funny part is you're like, you know, you watch that, and Triple H, to his credit, Triple H at the press conference was like, somebody asked him about I Show Speed, and he was like, that kid is great. You know, he's brought a lot of stream viewers to the WWE that normally wouldn't watch, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I know this is going to sound stupid, but the taking a spear from Braun Breaker was his idea.
Really?
He was like, hey, like, if you're going to put me in the Rumble, I want to take a spear from Braun Breaker. And he goes, there's not a lot of people that are like, can I get speared by Braun Breaker?
That's awesome.
And he's like,
fucking clobber.
this kid was like, I want to take a spear from Braun Breaker. So yeah, it was the kid's idea.
Dude, that is awesome.
That's how you get your foot in the door all that much further.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's how you get respect. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, I want to go out there and just kill
Yeah,
me.
because now that's Braun Breaker's best little fucking buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's
for
gonna be
sure.
like, dude, what can I do to you next?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, we're gonna have fucking headlining fucking big ass matches.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
you
for
ready
sure.
for this shit.
Yeah, it was very cool. Roman Reigns, OTC, over the counter. No,
I thought you were-
only
I thought you were like,
only tribal chief. He came out at 15. He was one of those ones where there was the ring was starting to get a lot of wrestlers in it, so they brought out Roman Reigns to throw a few out and weed it out a little bit, and then we went through some, Jimmy Uso, Jay Uso. We get through a little bit, and then you notice that Roman Reigns is starting to beat the shit out of people. And in general, they're all just kind of in the... I don't know. There's 6 or 7 of them in the ring. Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, Roman Reigns. I mean, not small names by any stretch of the imagination. They're all main eventers. But they're all starting to fight in corners, and they're starting to lay down. And Roman's kind of just standing. And you're like, okay, what's next? Then it hits. John Cena.
I saw that entrance.
So John Cena comes out at 23. So John Cena,
And me.
does John Cena and 23 and me.
Yeah.
John Cena comes out, does his little towel thing, runs down to the ring, slides in. Him and Roman Reigns are face to face, and everybody's like, "Holy shit! Holy shit!" And then they never do anything. They're just standing. Everybody else is down on the ground. They're just standing in the middle of the ring. And before they can even do anything, CM Punk's music hits. So it's Cult of Personality hits. Like, he's the very next wrestler.
eyes.
What do you see?
And you're just like, God damn it! For fuck's sake, we're about to have something.
Yeah, everybody, like, 70,000 people are singing Cult of Personality as CM Punk walks down to the ring. And he gets, he takes his time, he gets on the apron, and now everybody's really chanting, holy shit. Like, this is awesome, holy shit, whatever. You got Roman Reigns and John Cena and CM Punk, and they're all standing there. And they don't do anything. And I looked at Evan and went,
next music.
Seth Rollins is coming out.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you hear, burn it down! And the fucking flames start going everywhere, and it's Seth Rollins. And I was like, holy shit. So they were setting it up for those four to be in the ring at the same time. And it was a very cool moment. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. It was a very cool moment. Other than the fact that once Rollins got to the ring and everybody thought we were going to get like a 4-way like Spider-Man moment where they were, we were going to get a
big
ring.
fucking
Like
man.
Seth just gets into the ring and just starts beating the shit out of fucking CM Punk. Like he doesn't even waste any time. He rolls under the bottom rope and just immediately double leg takes down CM Punk and starts beating the shit out of him. So we really didn't get it. Cena and Roman went off and did their
They're
thing.
like,
but yeah, it was.
let the married couple fight it out.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, it was incredible to watch. It was fun to watch. After those guys, there were a few. Once those three came out, boom, 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 you were like, okay, like, I don't need anybody else. You're 23, 24, and 25. And I'm like, do I really even need anybody else? LA Knight was in that group that came out at the end. Logan Paul was 30. I was shocked, to say the least. Rollins and Roman were fighting and tussled together in one of those, were both kind of over the rope. And Punk came over and grabbed each leg and flipped them both over, which sent Reigns into just a fucking tizzy immediately. And then while Punk is mouthing off to Roman Reigns, Logan Paul comes up behind Punk and flips him over. So now they're all three. Well, Roman and Punk are on the ground screaming at each other, and Seth Rollins runs over and stomps Roman Reigns' head into the fucking ground.
Oh my God.
And then takes Punk and throws him, and they start fighting. And then he stomped Roman again on the steel steps before he left. But it seems to be that they're setting up those three maybe for a WrestleMania match where it's Punk, Roman, and Rollins in a triple threat. I don't know. But they all got eliminated. The final four was Logan Paul, Jey Uso, John Cena, and was it CM Punk? Might have been Punk. Yeah, no, it was Punk. Because the final six were Rollins, Reigns. Yeah. So then the final three were Jey, Cena, and Paul. John Cena threw over Logan Paul, and then Jey Uso ended up getting John Cena out, and Jey Uso won, which I was not expecting at all. I thought John Cena was a lock.
Yeah.
I thought
John
Cena was a lock.
Give me my peacemaker.
It's the only fucking wrestler to ever butt chug on him in a movie.
He is the only wrestler to butt chug in a movie. Although
That's what we're going with.
Although you could say
a padlock for a necklace.
you could say that some of Hulk Hogan's acting is the equivalent to butt chugging.
Some of his life is just equivalent to butt chugging. Like, his acting. Dude, his Saturday Night Live is hilarious.
The Hulk Hogan's?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the only acting they did was halfway decent.
Well, he wasn't even acting. He broke character laughing too fucking hard.
Thunder in Paradise was one long season of nothing but butt chugging. Like,
Yeah.
just like...
Anything
Why
that
is
wasn't
this the comparison we're
anything
using?
that wasn't Rocky was butt.
Yeah, pretty much. We're gonna get hate mail about Suburban Commando being a theatrical masterpiece. So Jey Uso won. 70,000 people did the yeet. Since day one, it's just me, Oos. Everybody was doing that. It was great. The best part, I can't wait to rewatch it, because Pat McAfee's favorite line when Jey Uso comes out and everybody starts doing that, and he's like, "Come on, Cole, get up. We gotta. Everybody's eating all over each other. We're all eating up in here." And so I can't wait for him to go, 70,000 people in Indianapolis are eating all over each other. Like, I can't wait to... I know that line was said at some point last night. So,
Oh, you don't get the announcers.
No, you don't get the announcers.
You just get, like, here's the ring.
Yeah.
And whatever
You
they
just hear
yell
them
when they
smacking
pick up
each other.
Yeah, whenever
You
they
can't
pick
even-
up a microphone.
But yeah, you can't even hear that.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're in the first... I mean, that place was so huge. Unless you're...
Fucking ass.
Unless you're in the first 15, 20 rows, you're not hearing anything other than the ring going boom!
You had the equivalent feeling of being in, like, Rome when the fucking Colosseum.
Yeah.
We need to bring back the gladiators, and WWE is the closest
They're
thing
like,
we
oh,
get.
look at this historic thing. I'm like, rebuild it, motherfucker.
Did you see...
I'm going to side tangent it slightly because you brought up the gladiators, and the equivalent to that would be, did you see Slaughter to Prevail's lead singer in what is his debut boxing fight? And I put fight in quotes because he mauled the motherfucker.
Oh, no shit. It went the other way.
Less than 30 seconds. And you can tell, the statement I've said forever is you can tell how much of a thug he used to be, because, like, they're standing there poking, like, checking each other, and then he sees an opening and, like, steps in, does a couple good hits, and the guy ducks down, and just all form drops, and he just starts fucking wailing on the motherfucker, and the guy just goes down and out, and he starts screaming at him like Alex does. But yeah, he mauled the motherfucker.
That's surprising. Sometimes in situations like that, you think he was a can.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we'll let you fight because you're going to get fucking tanked by this dude.
Oh no, it was less than 30 seconds and he beat the fuck out of them.
Good for him.
Bare knuckle too, which I was like, that's nuts.
I would never fight like that for sport. That's just fucking...
That's the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
I want to see this. Jesus.
Yeah. I tried to zoom in a couple of different times, but, I didn't want to take a lot of pictures because, honestly, I didn't want to be lost in my phone.
Lost in the sauce.
I wanted to be able to live...
free or die hard.
Yeah, I wanted to live free and die hard. So I wanted to make sure that I got, like, I was just like, it was a great experience. I don't know that, I definitely will do SummerSlam and WrestleMania. I will want to do it in a suite. Whether or not I can get a group of friends that are willing to pay that much money to sit in one, I don't know.
I'll do WrestleMania.
You'll do WrestleMania?
I'll do WrestleMania. I'd call dibs on this one.
Okay.
You'll wiggle out one of the other turds. They got this one.
Okay.
All right. WrestleMania.
You don't have to worry about me.
Yeah.
I enjoy just hearing about it.
WrestleMania is 2027.
Okay. Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right.
Fucking sign me up.
You guys put
If
that
you
down
wanna
on your
just,
calendars.
Me, you, and Bill Mo. I'll pay the whole thing.
Bill Mo? Who?
Yeah, my uncle fucking Bill.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, what?
That's his nickname. It was just us three, the whole damn thing. We'll eat so many walking tacos.
We'll eat so many walking tacos.
I think 26 they're gonna do SummerSlam. 27 WrestleMania. That's the way it's looking right now.
I'm down for WrestleMania.
Yeah, honestly, like,
and I will probably, like I said, count for 3 people. It's Alex, my uncle.
Okay,
'Cause I'm not going without him.
I knew that you wouldn't want to go.
Yeah.
And the only reason I didn't ask you and Alex this time is because I thought it was a big ask. I knew you guys were saving for Magic in Vegas, so it was a big ask because it wasn't cheap.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was like,
no, 2027 is perfect because 2026 I want to go to Disney, and I don't have nothing slated for 27.
Okay,
so that'll work out.
That's perfect then.
Well, and even that big, I'll fucking drive there if I got to.
Yeah.
I mean, like drive there, drive back in the night. I ain't even gonna buy a hotel for that shit.
Yeah.
I didn't need to.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm definitely going back for both of those. I'm really like in my head. I know my pocketbook. My pocketbook not so much. In my head, I really just want to take a chance and go to Mania in Vegas in April. But I know it's probably not
this year.
Best, yeah. I know it's probably not the best financial decision.
Probably not.
But in my head, I'm like,
dude, there's a WrestleMania every year. So
there is.
Tell yourself.
There is. And 20. So they're doing Vegas this year. They're doing New Orleans next year. So New Orleans would be cool.
New Orleans would be cool.
In April?
Probably.
So, like, when's Mardi Gras? Not March.
Is it? I thought it was February. Isn't Fat Tuesday like?
I don't fucking know. I thought it was something to do with Jesus and shit too, like around Easter.
Is it?
That'd be what, 26?
Because then the fast
February 17th.
Okay, never mind. They're piggybacking off of Valentine's Day fallout.
Yeah.
And they're like, if you didn't have a date for Valentine's Day, show your titties in Louisiana.
It is specifically on the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday, which is 47 days before Easter.
And some Lent is somewhere in there.
Yeah, Lent's somewhere in there too. Is it right after Easter? Is Lent right after Easter?
I don't know.
I don't practice none of that shit.
I would love to do, speaking of, and we'll get...
March 5th through April 17th.
I just know that's the best time to buy certain meats because the price goes down because everybody decides they don't want to fucking buy it for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm going to pull the Brad for this episode. And
don't bet on pork bellies.
You gotta pee?
I do.
I do too.
Okay.
So that's convenient.
What time is that?
An hour and 7 minutes.
Oh,
shall we sword
all right. So, hey, this has been Pints and Pages. Brad and Levi are going to go sword fight. I'm Nick.
I'm Brad.
I'm Levi.
And we will see you next time.
Oh shit, I'm going that stand.
Bring a dagger to